Good evening, family, and welcome to this week's edition of What's Going On. I'm your host, Pastor Akin Bandele. It's so good to see all of you tonight. Hope you have had a good week. And I know in Houston, we got a lot of rain today. So it's a little bit cooler in Houston. Wherever you are joining us from, I want to welcome you. Let me just say, if you've been following us and you have subscribed to our YouTube channel, we thank you for that. But if you have not subscribed, do us a favor. Join our group, join our friends and family, and subscribe to our channel. And also press that notification bell so that you will be notified when we come live. And also for my friends on Facebook, welcome tonight. Welcome from Facebook. If you are joining us on Facebook, just let me know, say hello, say something, let us know you are out there watching us. We have another great program for you tonight. For the past 3 weeks, we have been talking about presidential election 2024. We've had several guests on our program, and we have some more of them tonight. So I'll give you a few minutes, a few seconds for you to just share the video for us, and also go ahead and invite your friends to join us tonight on our program. We'd like you to be a part of the conversation on tonight. Again, thank you for joining us for the program tonight. Well, family, I have some guests tonight. But before I bring them on, if you are joining us, I want you to just say hello, tell us, where you're watching from, and so that we know you are out there. Just go ahead and say hello. We are going to wait for just a few seconds while people are gathering in tonight. Well, while the gathering in is going on, I'm going to introduce my guest tonight. I have my beautiful wife, Lady Betty Bandele. She's with us tonight. Welcome, Lady Betty. Also, I have Brother Kian Ajala with us. We welcome Brother Kian. And then I have Brother Jonathan Myers. We welcome him also tonight. So everyone, welcome to our program tonight.
Glad to be on.
Yes. Well, Lady Betty, how has your day been, and how are you feeling tonight?
I've had a good day, Pastor, and I'm rested.
Okay. All right. So you're ready for our program tonight then? Well, thank you very
Hopefully.
much. Also, Brother Kian Ajala, how was your day?
My day has been great as well. Glad to be in the land of the living.
I know that's right. It's glad to be seen online. Brother Jonathan Myers, he's back by popular demand. I don't know why they are demanding him, but he's back. Brother Jonathan Myers, welcome tonight. How was your day?
I was good. It was
very good. Thank you also very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us tonight. Family, friends, followers, we have a great program tonight. We're going to still be talking about what is on everybody's heart, which is 2024 presidential election. And it's not just the presidential election. There are other people on the ballot also, which I know Brother Jonathan alluded to last week, that, there are some local people that are running that we need to pay attention to also. But mainly tonight, we're dealing with the top of the tickets of the Democrats and also the Republicans. At the top of the ticket for the Republican is the former President Donald J. Trump. And on the top of the ticket of the Democrats was Joe Biden, but now in the past 5 weeks, they switched it over. So Vice President Kamala Harris is now on the top of that ticket, running from the position of the President of the United States. So we know we are dealing with both of them, former President Donald Trump and our current Vice President Kamala Harris. All right. So with that said, my viewers, welcome tonight. Let me lay some foundations for you, or at least give you some information. If you want to chime in on our conversation tonight, you can do so by either typing your questions or your response, or if you're bold enough, you can give us a call, and the number to call is 713-777-5000. The number again, 713-777-5000. I'm waiting on some of you. I know we have a few of them online right now. I'm looking to see if there are any comments, but there are no comments. So many of them may be watching on their television, which they cast their video to their TV so they can make a comment. For you to be able to make a comment, if you are watching on television, just call 713-777-5000, and I will take your call and put you on the air with us. Well, let's get started tonight. I'm going to be asking questions to my guests tonight, Lady Betty, Brother Kian, and Brother Jonathan. My first question to all of you is this: what are the key issues that you think are shaping the 2024 presidential election? What are the key issues, in your opinion, that you see that are shaping the 2024 presidential election? Who want to tackle that first? Lady Betty, go ahead.
Okay, Pastor. One of the key issues I see is that there's a perception of making sure that the people are pleased with whatever decisions that are made. I hear them trying to answer the needs that people desire, like the border control, the economy, whether or not a woman has a right to decide what she wants to do with her body, whether or not a gender can be whatever they want to be. So I see them trying to make decisions to please the people.
So that the issues, okay. What about you, Brother Ken?
I think a couple of major issues that's always going to be a topic when there's a presidential election is the women rights, as Lady Betty spoke of, whether women controls, about the abortion and things of that nature. Another one is always going to be like immigration, things of, the border and letting people in and out. That's always going to be a heavy topic. I'm very interested to hear what people are going to talk about when they talk about the economy and the recession and how the economy is on the uprise or the downfall. That's what I'm kind of tuning into, things that kind of affect me directly.
Okay, thank you, Brother Ken. Yes, sir. Brother Jonathan.
I think they hit it right on the head. One thing also is police reform. I think that's a major issue that no one is really talking about. Defunding of police, we see it across the nation that there are not a lot of cops in some of these major cities. So I think, to piggyback, everything they said was perfect. I think just one more thing is police reform.
All right. Well, with some of the platforms or some of the issues that are shaping this election, if you were going to choose just one of those issues, which one will you choose, Brother Ken, to be your number one as far as the issues, the key issues? What will be your number one? Maybe give me two, number one and number two.
That I would talk about?
That you feel like the candidates need to actually talk about. What are the issues that are important to you and your family personally? Number one, number two.
Number one, number two, in no specific order. I think I alluded to one of them is what are we going to do about the prices that are extremely rising on food and goods and things and products of that nature. It is getting out of control. You used to go to the store with $5, leave out with some milk, bread, and peanut butter. Now you go in the store with $5. All you get, you better choose. Either you get milk or peanut butter. You're not getting both. So right now, I think that's a main topic that I think that they should really touch about, because I think after this election, the middle class is going to get hit, going to have to make a decision. So I think that's going to hit me very direct. Another one is because anything that's retaining around women rights, I'm going to tune into, because I am married and I would like to, tune into something that will affect my wife, either now or later. So anything around women rights, I'm going to pay attention to.
All right. What about you, Brother Jonathan?
I'm going to say police reform is probably one of the major things. Crime is on the rise. The no cash bail system has a lot of people getting out of jail, without really being held. And also, I'm going to say the access to wealth, as far as the business loans and different things of that nature. Just to hear some of the stories of, which ties into migration and immigration, how they're getting so much, they're even getting business loans. So I want to see someone talk about that as well.
Well, Vice President Kamala Harris said for everyone, the first year of you having a child, she'll give you $6,000 to help you with diapers and baby milk and strollers. Is that important to you, Brother Jonathan?
No, because I believe that we're going to pay for it somewhere else. The government just doesn't. Yeah, I think we're going to pay for it in other places, whether it's taxes or whatever the case may be.
All right. Lady Betty, what are the two key issues?
Okay, Pastor, I'm thinking the economy, going along with Jonathan and Keon, and also the border protection.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much. Viewers, if you have any opinions about the key issues that are shaping the 2024 presidential election, please go ahead and type your comment or your question, or give us a call at 713-777-5000. Well, let's talk about the voter demographics. How do you all think the voter demographics expected to change in this election compared to the previous ones? How do you think the demographics is going to change? For instance, say that again.
No, I'm thinking about that one. I have to ponder about that.
Because, people have talked about gerrymandering and all of this rezoning and all that. But overall, with the voter demographics, how do you think, or, how do you expect it to change in this election? Well, what do you think as far as, let me make it simpler. Okay, you have Black population, white population, Asian, all of these people. As far as the election, which demographics do you think going to actually get out and vote, not just talking, not just dancing, not just arguing online, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, but really, really, really will go out and vote their conscience? And also think about the elderly people, the young adults that may be voting for the first time this year because they just turned 18. What do you think? Let me start with Brother Keon.
One population I think that do need to get out and vote is our Hispanic community. I think we don't have enough votes from our Hispanic community. A lot of people think that that their votes don't really count in some areas. I think that is a community that is at large and do need to get out and vote more. That I'm going to say the Hispanic community for sure.
So you think if they don't vote, it can affect the outcome of the election?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. What about you?
Absolutely.
Brother Jonathan?
It's hard to say. I think every American should be voting. I
All right,
really
now
hope
I hear you right there. Everybody should be voting.
everybody
That can
should.
vote legally.
Yeah, because how else do these counties and districts know that you need assistance or you're there if you're not voting? So I would hope everyone does, but I think for some reason my people, the African American community, are not going to vote.
You think they are not going to vote?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because what Keon just said, a lot of people think that their voices are not going to be heard, and it hasn't. They've been voting. Some people think they've been voting for years, and no change has came. And just a lot of people are ignorant to the fact that why they're voting and why they should vote. I think I think my community will probably be the community that doesn't do a lot of turnout.
So if you're an African American, you just heard what Brother Jonathan said, get out and vote.
Yeah.
Stop sitting on your hands. Get out of your hood and go vote.
Yeah.
Okay, get out of your neighborhood. Get out and vote. Go pick up 1, 2, 3 people. Pick them up. Go vote together. After you vote together, you'll go have a bluebell ice cream, a marble slab or something. Get people out. People that cannot drive, go pick them up. Say, hey, you are registered to vote. I'm coming to pick you up. Says, bro, I'm coming to pick you up. We're going to go exercise our right. And after that, we're going to go have us a sandwich somewhere or go get some Chick-fil-A or something, whatever. But just let's get out and vote. Thank you about saying that, Brother Jonathan, because many times we complain and we don't get out to vote. Yeah. We are in the rallies and shouting and screaming and talking about, oh, progressive, we're going forward and things going to change. But you don't exercise your right to vote. And you said something right there. People have told me that my votes don't count. I think it's a ploy to keep people at home not to get out to vote. Because if you tell me my vote doesn't count, why will I waste my gas to go to the poll to vote? But listen, your votes count. Your votes count. If it doesn't count, these candidates will not be coming in your neighborhood trying to campaign. They won't be going to your restaurant trying to campaign, going to your schools trying to campaign, because they know they need your vote. So your votes do count. You only got one, but make that one count. Okay? Yeah. Lady Betty, what about you?
Well, in my opinion, because of the hype and the intensity of this election, I've never seen nothing like it. I feel like most voters of every race will be out there to vote because it's a lot this election that is going on, a lot being said. It's so much that I believe it's going to, if they hear anything about it, it's going to convince them to vote. And I'm thinking we'll have equal amounts of people that will vote.
I think
that's my opinion.
I think everybody needs to get out and vote. Just get out and vote. And, you need to mobilize people in your neighborhood, your friends. I told my baby girl, me and her and my wife, we're going to get in the car together. We're going to go out there. We're going to vote. And when we leave, we're going to find a restaurant to go to and chill and spend some time together. I'm encouraging people even at the church, go get out and vote. Don't say, well, I'm a Christian. We've got to separate religion from politics. Get out and vote. And many people, they use the Bible as a crutch. When they're doing bad or when they are broke or when they are sick, they want to use the Bible. They don't even want to use common sense anymore. They talk about all this nonsense that don't even make sense. Oh, I like that. They don't use common sense anymore and talking about nonsense that don't make no sense. Brother Jonathan, you may need to tell Olufemi to write a song about that. All right. All right. Well, family, if you are watching us tonight, you have a question, you have a comment, again, you can go ahead and type your comments or ask your questions, and we will be glad to take those comments. And also, if you feel like just calling to get on our program tonight, you can dial 713-777-5000. Again, the number 713-777-5000. Well, is everybody on this, my guest, do you all have social media platforms?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Lady Betty, what social media platforms? I'm not talking about something you all set up 90 years ago and you only posted one time. I'm talking about the one you post on at least once a day. So, Lady Betty, what social platforms or social media platforms are you on, and which one are you active on a daily basis?
Pastor, to be honest with you, if you're saying every day, I'm not active on none of them. I do not post every day. I do not post every week. But
which one do you, tell us which ones you have.
I have Facebook and Instagram.
You got Facebook and Instagram. When was the last time you posted on Facebook?
Today.
Okay. Before today, when was the last time?
I can't say.
I'm
not on social media like that. I'm not.
All right. All right. What about you, Rakim? Which platform are you on?
I'm on just about all. I have an account for all of the social media.
Give us the
which
social
one,
media platforms.
Which one do
give us all of them.
I mean, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace.
Oh my God! He's still on MySpace.
MySpace.
Oh no, Lord, have mercy!
I'm not on MySpace. I don't think MySpace is still running, but I'm on all the major streaming platforms. I tap into them. Now, which one do I actually post on? I'm going to have to say Instagram and Snapchat are the two main ones. I kind of tap into as far as like posting on there. Twitter has just about everything that you're looking for. It's almost like its own Google. So I definitely tap into Twitter to search for things that I'm looking for.
Is that X?
Yes, X. I apologize, Elon Musk.
I can tell you, I've not been on it in a long time.
I apologize.
Twitter. You know, you just told on yourself. You said Twitter. Twitter has been gone for how many years now?
My bad. X. My bad. Elon Musk, don't.
When was the last time you logged into X? Cricket.
About 4 days ago. About 4 days ago.
Huh?
About 4 days ago.
4 years ago, huh?
4 days.
4 days ago. All right. Brother Jonathan, what about you? What social media platforms are you on?
I'm on the gram. That's it.
That's it, IG?
I'm on IG. That's it.
Oh, wow. But you know, by the way, many of you that are on IG, you can actually double up that when you post on IG, it goes to Facebook at the same time.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can connect them.
Yes.
And I found that really I'm not an expert on social media, but I found out that I posted on Facebook and I went on Instagram and all my posts on Facebook are there. So I went and checked my settings. I said, oh, I linked them some kind of way. So every time I post on Facebook, Instagram gets it.
Yeah. So
it may be something you need to check out so that at least you're not posting twice. You post one time, it goes to both platforms. All right. Well, since many of you, all of you are on the social platforms, what role do you think social media and online campaigning will play in the 2024 election? If you remember President Obama, I mean, the first campaign, he did really good with social media.
Yeah.
He was able to mobilize all our young people, the 18-year-old all the way to about 30, because those are really the people that use social media like, I mean, their life depends on it. I mean, they are on it 8-10 hours a day. And President Obama capitalized on that during his first term, and he won that election. So my question to you all is, what role do you think social media and some online campaigning will play in this 2024 election? Let me start with Brother Jonathan this time.
I honestly think at this point, you are where you are going to be. And right now it's just, Yeah, I think there's no changing of the minds at this point. I
You
think
don't think
social
so?
media. No, I think social media is more so now at this point in the race is for conversation, or news drop, because it gets to social media quicker before it gets to the Channel 7 news. So I think I think more so than anything, it's going to keep the conversation going. It's going to keep people engaged. But you're going to choose who you're going to choose if you
See,
follow
the
it.
engagement may cause you to change your mind, though. You know
Yeah,
why?
yeah.
I'm going to tell you why. Because if I, if I was going to vote for Kamala Harris, and I'm on social media and they are saying stuff that's negative about her, I'm going to go look at it. I'm going to
Hmm.
check out the videos that they post to
Hmm.
see, okay, should I really vote for her or not? If I was going to vote for former President Donald Trump, if I'm on social media and somebody said, well, he's going to take your freedom of voting away and or he wants to be a dictator, I'm going to think twice before I vote for him. So
Yeah.
social media, I think, will play a major role, even though the candidates may not be on social media as much, but the conversation, like you said, Brother Jonathan, will play a big role in the election. It can change people's mind. People that have decided to vote for Donald Trump may switch to Kamala Harris. And people that have decided they're not going to vote for Biden and Kamala Harris is running a good campaign, they may decide to vote for her. And people that have decided we're going to vote for Kamala Harris may hear some things that say, I don't know, and change their mind. So I think so. What about you, Lady Betty?
I'm thinking that social media might help, but when people talk to each other would be most effective rather than social media.
Well, you can talk to everybody all over the world, all over the country. So
Can I?
social media helps you to get in touch with someone in California, in Atlanta, in Georgia, in Utah. I think I believe social media will play a major role
Can I
because
add
people are
something?
dialoguing on it, and also the way I know, Lady Betty, you showed me a post today by somebody that posted Oprah Winfrey hugging Donald Trump years ago. I mean, just literally taking pictures and just have her head on his chest. I didn't even recognize that was Donald Trump because it was a young Donald Trump with long hair and head full of hair and everything. So, and you saw that, and then you showed it to me because you were shocked. So, oh, wow, wow. So I really believe social media, will play an important role.
Can I
Brother
add
Keon,
something,
hold on, Lady Betty,
Pastor?
hold on. Brother Keon, go ahead.
I actually think that social media is going to be the biggest part of both campaigns. Let's take the Donald Trump, the shooting, for instance. A lot of people didn't watch the actual rally, the
That's
actual
right.
video online. A lot of people just saw it through social media. Again, like Jonathan said, it hit social media before it hit the news the next day. And so I really think that in this generation, especially with the younger crowd that's so
Younger
into
people,
social
yeah.
media, they're going to base their votes. I guarantee you, young people just turned 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, all the way to 25. I think they're going to base a lot of their votes off of emotions, but the emotions are going to come off of what they see on social media. A lot of these young people not turning on to CNN or Channel 2, Channel
Or Fox
13 to
News,
watch,
yeah.
or Fox News. A lot of these young people not watching the news. A lot of these people are watching social media. Oh, Donald Trump said that. And what's crazy is, I think Jonathan said the last week, is that the social media, and it's so crazy, social media would take 5 or 10 seconds from a clip and post that on social media, and a young person would take that and run with it instead of
That's
going
right.
back and watching the whole video to get the post text and the pretext from it. So I think on September 10th, which is just a few weeks from now, when Donald Trump and Ms. Harris go head to head on their actual debate, it's going to be real interesting to see who tune in and who's actually covering that information.
I think millions of people are going to tune in. Yeah, Lady Betty, what was your point you were trying to make?
Okay, this is the point. I saw something. I told it to you. You didn't see it on Facebook. You heard it from me. After you heard it from me, you looked at it. But now that you've heard it from me, now you are telling our viewers, even now. So this is why I said that word of mouth, it only takes one person to see something and to carry it to another person.
Yeah, but
And after they,
I'm
oh,
not
wait,
telling
hold
one
on,
person. I'm not
hold
telling one
on,
person.
hold on, Pastor. Let me complete what I'm saying. And when that one person is told, that person go tell somebody else. And when that person is told, that person go tell somebody else. And that's how information also flows, because nobody keeps information to themselves. I didn't keep it to myself.
Yeah.
But I don't really think a personal conversation is what's going to do this. Okay, even though you told me as a person, I could have just told Jonathan by himself. But I just use social media again to propagate it. I just use my streaming platform, Facebook, to propagate it. So I don't think personal talking to each other is what's going to get the word out. I can call Jonathan and told him. I can call Joshua and tell him. I can call Kiana and tell him. But me saying it right now is going over to millions of people that are on Facebook, millions of people on IG, millions of people on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. Social media plays a big role in propagating, whether it's a propaganda or news. Brother Keon said it better that, hey, before it gets to your Fox News and NBC and ABC, all the young people already get information online. So he plays a major. If I was a candidate, man, I'll be spending money, buku of money, putting
money.
President Obama did it, in his first term. Spent a lot of money putting stuff out with Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok and all the platforms. And I'm telling you that I know they're going to the States, and that works good. But guess what? If you go to California, only the people that come to the event will see you. But if you put some of the stuff that you said in those states, if your campaign people put it on social media and spend money to boost it to where 90% of everybody on social media sees it at least 10 times a day, you get the word out. You get the word out.
Pastor, you said something strong just now. This is why they don't just rely on social media. They are traveling from these states so they can personally talk to people. And to me, and again, this is my opinion, when you personally talk to somebody just as well as I might talk to my friend, and maybe I have 5 friends and I'm going to talk to those 5 friends. Well, my 5 friends have 5 friends. So there's a reason that they go personally to these places also to campaign. They're trying whatever method they can to reach the people. And I know that most of the time, friends sometimes convince another friend to go out and vote. So we have to look at it at both ways, that both of them can be very effective, and that is why they're doing it.
Yes, I agree, but you know what's going to happen nowadays when you show those 5, not even show, when you talk to those 5 friends, hey, I saw this video. You know what these new age people want to do? Send me the video. I want to go and look at the video now. Oh, you don't talk about it really good. It's just like talking about a popular TV show. Oh, I don't want to hear about it no more. I want to go and watch it. So now that video don't turn into you talking about it to your 5 friends. Now that word of mouth don't turn into 5 more views for that video. And now that I got the video, I'm gonna go and send it to Jonathan via Instagram, send it to Pastor via Snapchat, and everybody else via whatever social media. Now everybody got views.
I mean, information can get out to 10 million people in less than 5 minutes. I remember during COVID, when somebody said, they can use this or use that and use that. And I watched that video at about maybe 10:30 p.m. And I thought, wow. So I downloaded the person's video, the doctor's video talking about it. And I put it on my Facebook. And when I woke up in the morning, I had 21,000 views. Blew me clean away. I thought, what? I posted it about maybe 10:45 that night. And when I woke up and I saw it, I said, oh, I'm about to go viral with somebody else's video. And then maybe about 3 hours later, they took that video down. Oh, okay, well, again, if you are just joining us tonight, this is Pastor Akin on this week's of What's Going On. I've got Lady Betty Bandele, I've got Brother Kian Ajala, and I've got Brother Jonathan Myers. They are my guests tonight, talking about the 2024 presidential election. Again, if you want to comment, I don't see any comment. My AV team will let me know if I'm not seeing the comments. But if you're commenting, I'm not saying it. But if you want to comment live, you can call 713-777-5000, and I will take your call live. Okay? All right. Again, the number is 713-777-5000. Let me ask my next question. How do you all think the major political parties, the Democrats and the Republican, how do you think they are positioning themselves for this election? What do you see that they are talking about the most to position themselves? For instance, I noticed that the Democrats are talking a lot about, freedom to choose, for a woman to choose, what she's going to do with her body, with her doctor. Freedom to vote. Freedom to marry who you love. So they're talking about freedom, and when we fight, we win. So what do you all think about the two parties as far as what they are saying to bring voters out, or what they are saying to position themselves to win this election? Brother Kian, you smiling.
Yeah, because I remember me and Lady Betty, was talking about this last week, about how the Democrats are, and we was actually watching this like right after the live, and we watched it, and I said, wow, they are really saying everything that the people want to hear, and it sounds really, really good. If whoever is listening, whoever heard what the lady said, is sitting there like, wow, like we're going to be set up for success. And it sounds good, but you really don't know what is going to actually happen when that person gets into office. And I think that's the scariest moment. And I think that's what's kind of like confusing, because you got Trump, who is going to say what he mean and mean what he say, and you have this other party that we're quite not too sure about, but she sounds good and it sounds like what we need. But is that what we actually need, and is what she's saying going to actually take place? So you kind of got, I know we talked about like the best of the two evils. You're really not too sure on like what's going to actually happen, but it sounds good. It
But let me
definitely
ask you,
sounds good.
since you brought up that former President Donald Trump says what it means, or he says what it means, and it means what he says.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to take him as face value when he said you never have to vote again, if I mean? Are you going to take him at face value when he says Kamala Harris just turned black? Are you going to take him at face value when he's so obsessed with crowd size? Are you going to take him at face value when he's talking about I look prettier than Kamala Harris? And
that man honestly believe he looked prettier.
I heard him again tonight saying, I don't know why she's debating with the vice president. She can't stand on her own. I mean, and then when they say, oh, I'm going to be a dictator for one day. If you take him at face value, but based on what you say, will that give me an inclination to vote for him?
Me personally, I think my brother-in-law said it best. you can smile in my face. At least I know that you dislike me. You're telling me that you dislike me instead of smiling in my face and saying that you dislike me. So again, you really are not too sure. But one thing I know about Donald Trump, he was our president and he's trying to be our president again. When Donald Trump says that he's going to do this thing, he's going to try to do this thing. So if he say that he's going to try to, I don't know, drive a Tesla tomorrow, he's going to try to drive a Tesla tomorrow. And for everybody who is not listening to what he's saying and think that that's not what he's going to do, if he say that, hey, you don't have to vote no more ever in life, that's what he's going to try to do. I'm not sure if that's what he meant, but whatever that he is actually saying, we need to learn to believe Donald Trump, because he has proven that what he said he's going to do, if he say, hey, I'm going to give everybody $1 million next week, best believe that's going to be his goal, is to get everybody $1 million next week.
He's going to try. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to try. Like that's Donald Trump.
But that's scary then for me.
It is.
If I was going to vote for him, that's very scary. For you to tell me I can just take him at face value what he said. Nah, thinking maybe we're just joking. That it means what he said, and he's going to try to do it. Well, Brother Jonathan, what do you think?
I think that I like what what the Republicans are doing. During the DNC, I believe it's called, after it was over with.
Oh, you mean the Democrats? Republicans?
Yeah, Democratic.
The Democratic National Convention, yeah.
Yeah, every single night they will hold press conference and just debunk every single thing that she was saying. I also like the fact that he has a independent person on his party now, RFK Jr. And RFK Jr., I like him because he is focused on getting the food in our system and in our country a lot better. He understands that we have more sick kids who have illnesses and deadly illnesses due to the food, and that's one of his goals. I like that he brought him on, and I also like the fact that he brought on Tulsi Gabbard. If you don't know who that is, she debated Kamala Harris in the last election, and she destroyed her. So I like the fact that he's getting those type of people. Also, Congressman Brian Donald out of Florida.
Yeah,
he's getting real credited people who know finance and who know these things to his cabinet. I just love what he's doing with his cabinet as far as what he has around him.
Well, we don't know what the cabinet is going to be yet. Now, you're talking about RFK Kennedy. Yeah. My problem with him, he was just trying to find out who going to talk to him, because he even, I read something, he said that, hey, Kamala Harris campaign people, they're not responding to him. He's tried to call them, to talk to them, to try to maybe bring some to the table and join their ticket and all that stuff. Kamala Harris said, we don't want you. We don't. And then, so to me, I don't like that about him.
Why not?
That sense, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's like me coming to you and Keon and say, listen, Keon, if you lie for me, or if you treat me right, and you can bring me into your business so that I can have a position in your business, then I'm gonna be part of you. And then I come to Jonathan, man, hey. So it's almost like you are beating me out. Like you're bidding, like, okay, whoever gives me the best alternative, that's where I'm going to go. I have a big issue with that, because if Kamala Harris has entertained, her campaign has entertained talking to Kennedy, he would have talked to them. But they said, no, dude, we don't need you. We don't, because you try to talk to both parties. Really, I feel like he's an opportunist. Just want to get in a campaign that will give him a platform and maybe later be able to run, and that will give you a position in the cabinet. I can guarantee you right now, if Donald Trump wins, he's going to want a position in that cabinet. Okay? Because, I mean, it's almost like, to me, you are selling you don't really have your own conviction if you try to talk to both of them. That's my take on that. Right, what do you
So,
think about that, Brother Jonathan?
so I heard him speak. He really cares about the food and what's been given to our young children.
Yes.
He believes some things. He believes foods have direct connection to diseases, uh, mental disabilities. He doesn't trust the FDA, I believe it's called, how they've
The
been getting
FDA,
away
yeah,
with
Food,
just,
Food and Drug Administration, yes.
yeah, he doesn't, and I would love someone who is so passionate about that, being involved. And also, it does say something about men. We've had a disagreement publicly. We should be able to come together for a greater good and greater cause. And I thought he was willing to do that with both sides. And so I just felt like Donald Trump was man enough to hear him out and see that he actually does care. This is a cancer survivor, you know? This is somebody who's been through something, and I feel like really cares about the children. If you hear him talk, he cares about the children and what we're feeding them. And I think somebody like that, we complain about food not having seeds. Watermelon don't have seeds. How? This is somebody that really cares about the food, and I think it's important. I think it's important.
Very good, very good. Thank you for that. Lady Betty, yeah, you
Okay. If in fact that Kamala Harris, it appears that she is trying to answer whatever the people want. If you
who are you
want
talking
to,
about right now? Who is trying to answer?
Kamala Harris,
Okay, she's okay. You say he. I thought you were talking
Vice
about.
President Kamala Harris
Okay.
appears to be catering to whatever the people want. So if you want to be a man or a female, that's fine. If you want to have abortion, that's fine. So many of her statements it appears to be people pleasing. And whenever a leader wants to please the people, I've just never seen none that were very effective or good. Now going to President Trump, like Keon said, he tells you what he's going to do, and he has tried his best to do it, but he has not always been able to fulfill what he wants to do. And it doesn't appear that he's trying to please the people.
Well, I disagree with you, Lady Betty. I don't think it has to do with telling people what people want to hear. It has to do with, remember, she was a prosecutor. She was a district attorney. She also is the vice president of the United States right now. She understands, she's an attorney. She understands the Constitution of the United States. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom, freedom, freedom. It's not about pleasing people. It's about upholding the Constitution of the land. Whether I like it or not, whether you like it or not, upholding the Constitution of the land. To me, that says a volume. To me, you are saying, I'm not going to control you or control your life based on my faith or my religion. I'm going to uphold the Constitution of the land. And that speaks volume to me, that you're not going to be trying to change laws. I teach end-time prophecies, okay? And one of the characteristics of the Antichrist will be trying to change laws to fit his agenda. See, I'm a prophecy teacher, and I see anytime you're trying to change laws and do things to suit you, you will be able to say anything you want to say. In the United States of America, there's freedom of religion. We have Christians, Buddhists, Hindus, Satanists. That is the Constitution of the land. Now, many things that the Constitution of the land is pushing or stand for goes against my faith. It goes against my faith. It's against my faith as a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ to have a man and a man to be married. It's against my faith. It's against my faith to abort a life, a child. It's against my faith. That is my Christian faith. And that is some of the Muslims, that's their faith. So, but we cannot try to use a personal faith to them cancel out the constitution of the land. If you want to change it, then the problem you're going to have with that is if we change it to go for the Christians, it's going to come a generation where you're going to have a lot of Muslims in politics, that they're going to become all different, ranks in the government.
That was deep.
Now you're going to start to change the Constitution of the United States to fit the Muslim faith. It's going to come sometime where the Satanists going to become leaders in this country. So if they bring their agenda to the table about their faith, now you're going to try to attack the Christians, the Muslims, that listen, we're not going to have these churches, none of this mosque. You've got to be careful with that you leave the constitution of the nation the way it is, and as a leader running for a position, you're not running to be a pastor of America. You are not running to be a deacon of America. You are not running for the position of an elder in America. You are running for the position, a political position of the president of the Christians, the Muslims, the Hindus, the Buddhists, black, white, tall, short, pretty, or ugly. You are the president of the United States. So that is my concern for trying to change the laws to match my faith. My faith is my faith. For me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So now I can, with my faith, I'm going to try to win souls for Jesus Christ. I'm going to try to reach people for Jesus Christ. I'm not running for the president of the United States so I can win souls. But as a president of the United States, you cannot tell the Muslims to convert to Christianity. You cannot tell the Buddhists to convert to Christianity or the values of Christianity. That is the danger that we run into as a country. Except if we want America to just be a nation of all Christians and let's get rid of every other religion in the country. Now we are able to talk.
Pastor, can I add something? If you notice that she never talked about religion, the things that she is talking about is an unborn child, okay? And that has nothing to do with religion. It is a conscience matter. It's a matter.
I disagree with you.
Okay, but can I just
You know there are religions that sacrifice their babies because of their religion? Did you know that? Do you know?
I don't know that that's why she's making that decision, Pastor, because I'm talking about her and not religion. Remember, we're not talking about religion, and she's never mentioned religion. But nature itself, without anybody, even those people that are sacrificing their children, that is something totally against nature itself. Even like the Bible says, men working with men, that which is unseemingly.
Everybody does not read the Bible, Lady Betty.
Okay, I'm not talking about
Christians,
the Bible.
Hold up. The Christians read the Bible. I read the Bible. I study the Bible. I preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's not what we are talking. It's not what we are talking about tonight. We are talking about the constitution of the land that has allowed Muslims to come to this land, Hindus to come to this land, Buddhists to come to this land. And your constitution says
but nothing's stopping them
freedom
from
of
worshiping.
choice, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. You've got the freedom now.
So you're saying that it's the religion that says for them to kill their babies. That's a religion.
I said,
okay. Is it a
Constitution? Listen, you cannot be the president of the United States just for the Christians. I'm a Christian. So what I'm hearing you say is this.
No, you're hearing me wrong, Pastor. Because
okay, I cannot hear everybody
if
talking.
I never
stop. Okay, brother Kim, brother Jonathan was saying something. But Jonathan, what are you saying?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's false in this aspect.
Okay.
We have changed constitutional laws over the years all the time. We have placed in bills to protect certain races all the time.
Yeah.
We have made changes to education. We talk about things in the educational system we never would have talked about before. We've allowed same-sex marriage. We never would have allowed that before. We had a president who's pushing our free thinking agenda on other African nations. So you can't tell me that no, that's not true. Like we've been a nation of that we can't that we can't stop pushing our agenda or our religion on other people.
No, I'm saying
constitutional. We have pushed our ways on other countries that people don't even want it.
A democratic nation, right? We're pushing democracy and trying to have other countries practice democracy, right? And America with the Constitution, there are amendments. I mean, that's why America is doing what it's doing in all of these countries. They didn't want a dictatorship. They didn't want like the Russian government. They are pushing democracy even on a lot of African countries, that you need to have election every so many years. Don't let one president be president. Listen, I'm from Nigeria, where President Gowon was the president for 9 years. 9 years. And then finally, we went to democracy. You can only be president for 4 years. After 4 years, you have to run again. So America pushed that on some of the African countries. And I think, it has its pluses and it has its negatives. But all I'm saying is this. It's not a businessman, supposedly said he's a Christian and all that. And Kamala Harris is, I don't even know what faith she is, okay? But I know she is an attorney. She understands the Constitution. She understands laws. And when you run for a position in the United States of America, you do a play that you will uphold. See, that is on you that you run for that position. You say, I will uphold the Constitution of the United States. And when you say that, and you lift up your hand for that pledge, and then you want to change it, that's a problem. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying we need to uphold. If the country is going to run with the Constitution, then we need to uphold it. And if there's something wrong with the agenda, like you said, let them amend it. Let them amend it. Just like, how they packed the Supreme Court, and they overturned Roe v. Wade. Because the new court, the Supreme Court, literally, the Roe v. Wade is no longer the law of the land. And this is why this is on the ballot right now.
Was they trying to bring it back?
Why Kamala Harris said if the Congress voted it back in, she will sign it. That the woman has a right. Say that again. Let me finish conversation a little bit because I can't hear you while I'm talking.
Okay.
That the woman has a right to make a choice about her body with her doctor. Government needs to stay out of our bedrooms. They need to stay out of our money. Okay? They need to stay out of our business. They need to run their own business. They need to set up security, policing, get the economy fixed so that I got money in my bank to buy food, get the price of food down so that everybody can eat. Don't have the top 5% controlling 80% of the resources of the country. The middle class, all the middle class that we used to have, they all went back to their class, the poor people class. Okay, so that's all I'm saying, that we need to be fair, especially if you live in the United States of America and you're saying, okay, I'm voting, I'm not voting for a pastor. I'm voting for a leader that says he or she is going to uphold the constitution of the land. That's all I'm saying. I'm not against what President Trump is saying. I'm not against it because, you know, he has some of his agenda is a Christian-based agenda that I believe, okay? But I also believe that it's also in the Bible that if you have, you need to help the poor, help people that are around you. But the Republican feels like, hey, if we're helping them, we're making them lazy. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. So let me have Jonathan shaking his head. I'm going to have Jonathan talk, and then I'm going to take each one of. I think I'm actually almost out of time. So Jonathan, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to say everything you want to say. Then I'm going to go to Brother Keon, and then I'm going to go to Lady Betty, and we're going to get off our line. We're going to get off of this program tonight. I say I have more questions to ask you, but we'll continue again next week. But go ahead, Brother Jonathan. You got the floor.
Okay. Honestly, I don't have too much to say. It's really just, if you have time to do some research, Tulsi Gabbard versus Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
We big up Kamala Harris like she's, just because she's the attorney, she's been doing this. She's been doing it not at an honest rate, you know.
Okay.
And there's plenty of stories. There's plenty of men who are now getting out of jail due to Kamala Harris' reign over California. And so I just want people to pay attention to Tulsi Gabbard versus Kamala Harris, and also look at the state of California right now. Just look at the state of California, Oakland, San Francisco, LA. Look at what that type of thinking, and look at and just apply it to what that type of thinking has for us in the future. I just want people to just
was she a governor? If she wasn't a governor in California, though, was she?
She was the DA, and she
District Attorney. Okay.
She advocates that she made billions off of greedy companies and all these other things. But I want people to just look at her record. You know, there's so many men, black men, that look like us, who have so many stories of Kamala Harris doing them dirty. Tulsi Gabbard puts it in very great perspective. So I think people just need to get out of their algorithm and just listen to some other people who actually had experience with her and worked with her. There's judges who work with her. They're all speaking out now, and it says something about somebody's character. The fact that she doesn't do any live interviews, this interview that she's going to do in a couple of days is taped. It's not live. The fact that she doesn't answer live questions, on the fly questions, unlike the Republican Party, they'll let you ask them anything. They'll show up anywhere. The Black Journalism Convention, they show up knowing that no one's going to like them, but I'm going to answer every question because it says something about a man character who's willing to go into the fire where he knows he's not liked and answer those tough questions. You know, we can't get her off script. If she's going to be on script in the next debate, she's going to be on script in the next interview she does. That's
you think so?
Absolutely. She wants notes for the next debate. Biden didn't even want notes, and he was incoherent.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brother Jonathan, for your views and your. I want people to have different opinions and different views and be able to express it. That's why this program was going on. It's birthed just to hear people's minds and their opinions, and that's why you are a guest on my program, and you will be a guest on my program for a long time, because I like people that do research and can speak their heart and their conviction. And I like that about you. Thank you very much for being on my program again tonight. No problem, I appreciate you and your family. Amen. Brother Keon Ajala.
Yes, sir. What do I have to say? When you look at the two people that you're going to have to vote as far as the president of the United States, we can base it off of some things that we've seen or some things that we have never seen. What do I mean by that? You can look at Trump. We've had Trump as a president. I would encourage people to go back. Did you like what you saw when Trump was in office? Because that's going to be the same rodeo. It's going to be the same rodeo. If you liked it, if you was comfortable during that time, if you did well during the time that Trump was in office, I would encourage you to go back and see the times, the years when Trump was in office, because he's going to play that same rodeo. It might be different things and different agendas, but that's Trump. Or you can look at the other party and see, do you want something new, something that we've actually never had before? We've never had a woman president. I don't know too many women that is in that high of a role, and neither in the Bible. We can't find none in the Bible. Me and Mom was talking about that. I don't know of a woman that's been at that pivotal point as in her in a career. Somebody who's new, an African American woman or a Black woman. So you really got to look at, do you want something that you've never seen before? Is that what we need in this generation?
Wow,
or do we
wow.
need somebody like Trump right now during the times that's going on? So that's one thing that I'm looking at. And I do encourage you, above all else, to do your research. Don't just go in. I think JB and John kind of encouraged me to not only just look at the presidential people, but talking to JB, look at the people that's in your county, look at the other people on your ballot.
Yeah.
Last time I went to go vote, I literally, me and my wife literally just voted for the two people, and we looked at the rest, was like, okay, this name sounds pretty cool, so we gonna vote for this name. So we really did. We really were ignorant going into the ballot. We was like, we just want to vote for the president, but we got to fill the whole thing out. Well, any, mini, miny, moe, catch a tiger by it. So we really didn't know. So I will highly encourage people to do their research. I've been doing my research since they said it, and I have a better insight on what is to come and what is to vote for.
Yeah, Brother Jonathan mentioned that briefly last week, and that really impressed me, to not just think about the top of the ticket. Look at all those other local positions and down the ballot. And you know what? I know I was laughing. The first time I went to vote, I had the same problem. I didn't know none of those people.
Me too. Me too.
And
she sounds Black.
That name don't sound too right.
Yeah.
So you cannot leave it blank. And I kept going. I would go down and say, that one sound good. That name, it may be two white people, but one name just kind of sound weird.
Holy Spirit activate.
Because I didn't know who they were. I really did not know.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Brother Kim, for mentioning that. Brother Jonathan, I know you alluded to it last week also. And I know you were talking to Olufemi. I know live also that you mentioned. And that actually helped me to start looking at other candidates on the ballots. So that's very good. Thank you very much for saying that, Brother Kian Ajala. Lady Betty, last but not the least. I saved the best for last, right?
Okay, all right. I'm just going to respond to what was just said. Usually we just vote straight parties, and we don't care who the other people are. If you put them in your party, we usually want to vote straight parties. But this is a good word for us today to check out the different people that we are voting for. But I want to say this, like Jonathan said, laws have been changed over year after year. The Constitution have been amended. And my desire is that both candidates would have some wisdom if they are in fact concerned about all people and not just considering what one group might want, but looking at the America as a whole, whether it's Christian, Muslims, or whoever, but just looking at America as a whole and what is best for America and not what's best for just what people want.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I'm leaning more toward Brother Kian. Let me tell you why. And my 2 minutes. Basically, I've heard Joe Biden. He did what he did, but he's old. He's just old. The same old system. I've had Donald Trump as a president. I don't know if I want that rodeo again, unless he changes his tune about the way he talks to people, with the way he treats women and all that stuff. I just don't want, I want an adult in the room. I don't want somebody acting childish over your hair is longer than mine. Your lips are bigger than mine. You're in black. Oh, tell me what else you're going to do that you did very well in your first term. run on that. Talk about those things that you did. You helped during COVID. You closed the border. You talk about that. That's what turns me off about him. And it's not because I want to vote for personality. The second thing is, he's old too. So I'm just kind of looking for a new generation of Republican or Democrats in their 40s and their 50s. And to even, we've never had a woman president. I want to see if America will even allow a woman president. I want to see. I can't wait to see what happens. And if she happens to win, at least now we can say we had a woman president and she was trash. But I've never had that before. I've never, it's almost going to a restaurant and you eat the same burger. You never tasted the T-bone steak with mango beets. So I guess that's my thing. I feel like Kamala Harris is competent to lead, but we've never had her as the president of the United States. We've had her as a vice president, but not as the leader, as the president. And because she's also young, she's educated, and the country has never really seen a woman lead, which there are other countries in the world where they have women leaders, and their countries actually do very well. A couple of countries, I don't even remember the name of, during COVID, that woman got rid of COVID in 2 to 3 weeks. And we dealt with it for almost 2 years. So I'm kind of like Keon. I want to see. I'm not saying she's going to be a good one. I'm not even saying she's going to win. But I'm saying if she wins, I like to see what a woman can do to lead this great nation. Or better yet, what a young person can do. Because we have a lot of old people in politics that need to go home and drink some Kool-Aid, they need to retire, they need to just go sit down. I'm thinking if they come on the ballot that after you are 70, you cannot run for the president of the United States. I will vote for that. At 70, go find something else to do. I don't want you running out, 80 and 90 years old, you could hardly talk, hardly walk, and you want to run the nation. That's just my views. It doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just throwing my view out there. Anyway, I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. Family, we thank you for joining us on our program tonight. Join us again next Thursday on this same channel, Facebook or YouTube, for another edition of What's Going On. I'm yours truly, Pastor Akin Bandele. Good night, family.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.